Hello everybody, Smockter here, and it's part 2 of the orespawn review. Now, let's jump right back into this. I'm going to go back to the dungeon that I spawned, um, and I'm doing this right after the first part. So, let's see. Okay, so I went from here, spawned it over right here. Here we go. So this is just one of these structures. This is the stink bug slash stinky structure. Those are stinkies right there. When they fart, they do give you nausea. So yeah, but uh, oh gosh, this nausea is. Oh my gosh, that this hurts my eyes. Anyway, Stinky is one of the couple pets you can have. The stink bugs, you can't have them as pets. Although I mean, I guess you can. But my point is, if you give Stinky raw beef, or any kind of raw food, I think, he will follow you around and he will fight with you and all that. Now, you may be wondering, what's this wood in my hand? Well, this is the most overpowered wood you can ever find. Now, this can only be found in the red ant dimension, and it's pretty rare. Like, it's not like as rare as diamonds. Actually, in some respects, it may be even rarer. But the reason why this is the most overpowered wood is because, as I said, it's called duplicator tree wood. Or if I did say that or not, that's what it's called. And it does as it implies. Now, this looks randomly placed, but that's the tree duplicating. Now, this thing can duplicate gold blocks, gold ore, iron ore, iron blocks, and it can even duplicate these things. Now, I was going to go over these things, but I'll just mention one of them. These are ancient dried spawn eggs. Now, these are things you can actually get naturally spawning in the world. So, I could fly over right here and like in a couple minutes, like in a rocky area, you'd find them. Now, they're no deeper than I believe like Y level 50, I believe. Um, they don't go as far as diamonds. Like at some point, you won't find them at all. They only spawn near close to the surface. But yeah, so any mob that's in here, there's pretty much a spawn egg for. A dried spawn egg that you can get vanilla. Sorry if you hear things in the background. There are sirens out there. Don't know if you can hear that, but anyway, pretty much every single mob you can find an ancient dried spawn egg for. I have never found one for an iron golem. I don't think there is one. There are one for horses and pretty much everything else. There's very few I've not found a spawn egg for. But yeah, so these things, what you do is you just simply find them and then take a water bucket and put it next to them, and you'll get the spawn egg. So yeah, pretty convenient. Easy. They're Most of them are easy to find. There are certain rare ones that aren't. But yeah, see, notice how I only placed one gold ore down there. Now this also can duplicate other blocks. I believe this can duplicate obsidian. I've never actually tested this, but here, let's take away the gold ore. See, still duplicated. Um, and it's not just limited to vanilla stuff, like this. You can take, oh, I don't know. Oh, let's say you want to duplicate amethyst. You saw that and you really like it, and you want a lot of it. Well, it can do ore spawn stuff in as well. Which kind of is obvious. Why add just duplicator tree for vanilla stuff? Now, something I want to stress real quick, guys. Ore spawn uses a lot, and I mean a ton of iron for most of these next recipes I'm going to go over after this last item. But see? Even duplicated obsidian. So, yep. Yeah, these things are pretty overpowered. You get one, and the thing is, that's the thing. You may think that, like, oh, you have to, like, silk touch it, or, like, find them, and then, like, do something special with them. No, you only need really one piece. You wanna know why? Because the tree will actually grow and duplicate itself. Now, I know that sounds kind of weird. These ones I made because I just didn't have the patience. But let's come back, and I'll guarantee you that this tree is 3 tall and has leaves around it. So, we'll come back to that though. Anyway, the next item, which is my favorite item of all time. Like, this item, next to this diamond ore, and the duplicator tree are like tied for first. And that's only because they're as they're equally as useful and they're equally as overpowered. You ever have those days where you just want to go find that one last resource, that one last thing you need, but you just can't find it for some reason because everything is just turning on you? Well, this item is one of the most overpowered mining items that anyone could ever use. Now let's say you get down to the level you want. Okay, so right now we're at Y10, okay? And you just want to go find like 2 more diamonds or 2 more gold. This is called the miner's dream. Now the crafting recipe is kind of a little weird, and gunpowder takes a bit to gather, but you know, it's worth this. Trust me, it is. You need cactus, redstone blocks, and gunpowder. All you gotta do is get to the Y level you want, face the direction, whichever direction you want, and then right click with this in your hand. And this is why I love it. It takes out everything. It stops water from pouring down. It takes out all stone, gravel, dirt, and just leaves the ores. Makes it so much easier. Now, when it leaves stone like this, that's silverfish stone, obviously. So, don't actually... Oh, well, disappeared. Anyway, so yeah, this is why I love it. And it lights it up, too. So you don't have to worry about making dark hallways and a bunch of mobs spawning. Anyway, so yeah, those are my 2 favorite items. Now, we come to the next set of things. Oh, whoops. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was having trouble. Anyway, so the next set of armor, I know I've kind of jumped all over the place, but now we're going to finish the armor and weapons from certain things. So we got the ruby stuff here. We got the ruby sword, and obviously we have ruby tools. Sword does 20 attack damage. Now the ruby set is 1 up from the amethyst set, and it is a lot better. And in fact, you can actually physically tell that it's better than diamond. Now, if we take the ruby set here, and again, these are just normal crafting recipes, just like normal. You just grab the ruby. You don't even have to smelt it. You just break it, and it's like coal. It just gives you one. Now, if we go into, let's go into survival. So, if I just put the helmet, the pants, and the chest plate on, I don't even need the boots to get full bars. So you can tell it's better than diamond. It's really strong, pretty enchantable too. I remember getting protection like 3 one time when enchanting this with just level 1. Anyway, moving on. Let's grab ourselves the sword. Now, before we go on to this is what I'm going to save for last in that. Alright, so don't you guys worry about me skipping this. I know what I'm doing. Anyway, this is the dimension I told you about, the crystal dimension. The termites can take you to this, however, warning, you cannot take anything with you when you enter this dimension. And I'm saying that because it will delete everything in your inventory. Now the exception is, I don't know if the orespawn creator knows this, but if you have, I believe it's Tinker's Construct. Yeah, if you guys know what Tinker's Construct is, there are these canisters, heart canisters, that will increase your health in another tab. You'll have another tab up here with a diamond chest plate. If you go into the ant dimension with those heart canisters, they don't seem to get deleted or affected. So, yeah. Anyway, there is a way to take stuff into the crystal dimension, but you have to do it a different way than taking it in your inventory. Anyway, these are some of the items. Now, these things are crystals, and as I said, there are other types of rocks as well. And I'll just briefly go over this. There's the Pink's Tourmaline set. This is like the Crystal Dimensions version of iron armor, I guess, I suppose. And then this is their like diamond armor. So iron and then diamond for crystal, but it's tiger's eye. Anyway, here is the wood. Now, there's something I actually like about the wood. You know how like you punch a normal tree and it like takes forever to break? The crystal wood takes like no time at all. Done. See? I don't have any effects on me. Just it breaks really fast. So I appreciate that. Anyway, here is the furnace for the crystal I mentioned and the crafting table. And then these are the blocks, the tiger's eye block and the pink tourmaline block. This is the ore. I didn't want to put these out because when you mine these, they do have a chance to explode. So yeah, might want to be careful. Anyway, these are the ingots. Armor's crafted normally, no change. Yeah, tools as well. Tiger's Eye sword does 12 attack damage. Not bad. Anyway, next up we have just these little items that I found unique and kind of useful. Ice Ball, which does not have a crafting recipe, but yeah, it's kind of fun to play around with. There's the Emerald Pickaxe. Now, I did not enchant this with Silk Touch, guys. It automatically, when you craft using emeralds, which by the way, there is an emerald set, but I didn't feel it would be necessary to go over that. There's emerald tools and emerald armor. The Emerald Pickaxe automatically comes with Silk Touch. Well, you don't believe me? Well, fine. I'll have to show you that. If I take 2 sticks, so we take 2 sticks, and then I take 3 emeralds. Let's use this crafting table here. If I craft this, looks like a normal pickaxe. Crafted it, Silk Touch. So yeah, if you want to get Silk Touch an easier way, that's a way to do it. So yeah. Anyway, here are just some weapons I threw in here. This is what makes orespawn also very overpowered, even in the beginning. If you take 2 flowers, let's see you see 2 poppies, grab them, use a stick, and you get the rose sword. 10 attack damage, already better than diamond, and even has the close durability amount of diamond. Not more than it, but it does have pretty close. So yeah, 10 attack damage right off the bat. There's the emerald sword, the poison sword, the rat sword, and the fairy sword as well. They do all 10 attack damage. So there's the emerald sword, which obviously is crafted by emeralds. This is also the experience sword. It does 12.5. How you craft it is you get bottles of enchanting, which you can get in certain dungeons from orespawn, and surround them with an emerald sword in the center. That's how you get that. Poison sword, you have to kill stink bugs, and you'll get the dead stink bug. Surround it with an emerald sword, and it will poison your enemies. Rat sword, you have to get crystallized rat. Now, it's very hard to tell these because these blue blocks are all over. Like, if I type in crystal, let's see, crystallized grass, let's see now, grass, let's see, let's do, I forget the, sorry guys, I forget the, name of the, like, the crystal dimensions, like, stone. I always forget the name of it. Kyanite. So, kyanite. So yeah, these blue blocks are all over the place. Like, and you can see through mostly. there's grass too, but yeah, so it's pretty hard to tell. But anyway, yeah, I just threw in these weapons. These two have a purpose later, but they also are weapons. So as you can see, big hammer, mantis claw, those are part of a crafting recipe, but again, I'll show you that later. Nightmare sword. Now this is crafted with nightmare scales, which is a boss, the nightmare. A diamond, titanium ingot, which I'll go over later, redstone, and an iron ingot. Does 31.25 attack damage, and again, when you craft it, it automatically comes enchanted. The battle axe. Now this, you need the ultimate sword and the ultimate axe, which are one of the more powerful things, and green goo, which you get from a boss called the Triffid, which again, I'll go over later. But anyway, it has 50 attack damage and is looting 3 and unbreaking 3. The chainsaw, which is just the ultimate axe surrounded in redstone. And then the attitude adjuster. Now this thing takes 2 ultimate swords, a big hammer, which the only way to get the big hammer is to fight bosses, and I believe there's a dungeon. And then green goo, as I said, the Triffid. Now this thing, yeah, it's pretty big. But there's also another use for it. It's not just big and menacing and does a lot of damage. Heck, it does 86. This thing, when you hit the ground, explodes everything around it. So yeah, this thing's pretty crazy. Now, what I was going to go into is this. Now, I never said about the ice ball, but I wanted to start it off with an explosion. So there's the attitude adjuster. This is the ice ball. Pretty decent explosion. Oh boy, forgot I had magnet mode on. And then you have these crystals. Now these crystals only work if they hit something, except for the explosive crystal. I think this automatically works even if it doesn't hit something. Oh, nope, I was wrong. Anyway, let's go into game mode 1. So, anyway, poison crystal, and most likely when you hit stuff with these crystals, it's gonna die, most likely, before, like, it has any effects or anything. So, but yeah, but let's just do what you guys really want, the explosive crystal. So yeah, not too much damage, but it does set most things on fire. Yeah. So anyway, this is getting rather long, and I'm sorry about that, guys. Obviously, slowness crystal slows things, and poison crystal poisons them. So yeah, but anyway, so those are those. The chainsaw is rather useful, but I don't want to go into too much because I'm already taking this long as it is. Anyway, so I went over the termites, went over some food. Now, one other miscellaneous useful item I did not grab, which I just remembered, is this. Duct tape. Now, you may be thinking, Smockter, what the heck would I need duct tape for? Well, you ever want to repair your armor, but you don't have enough experience levels, and you're just like, I don't want to go killing stuff, I just want my armor repaired. Because you have, special enchants on it, or, it's hard to get. Well, this is why the duct tape is is my third favorite overpowered item of orespawn. It's like cake, only for your armor. You hold an armor piece that you want to repair, and right click. See the durability vanish? And it does this with any kind of armor, even enchanted stuff, so you don't have to worry about, losing enchantments or anything. You can just keep it on. Anyway, next thing. I've avoided it long enough. The time to use uranium and titanium. Now, these are what craft the ultimate set. Now, you got the ultimate sword here. 46 attack damage. I know, after the attitude adjuster with 86. But hear me out. You're gonna want to craft this. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. You're gonna want to craft this no matter what, okay? The ultimate sword is necessary for something later. You got the ultimate pickaxe, which is insane. This Fortune 5, guys, doesn't just break stone blocks, doesn't just, mine things. You have a random chance of getting a random ore. So you could get a random diamond out of nowhere, random emerald, random uranium. Now, here's the hard part. And this is what gets people not so interested in bothering with this set. The ore smelts into nuggets, and then you have to take those nuggets and turn them into ingots. So yeah, this takes a long time to get. Obviously, also there is a hoe as well. There's the axe and the shovel. So yeah, this can take a long time to get, but it is well worth it. Now, this set is necessary to fight one of the first more powerful bosses, and most of the bosses you need to fight. So you got the ultimate helmet, and the crafting recipes are shown here. So yeah, we can put this on. Now this is not just only way better than diamond, but it is really, really durable. I mean, it has like way more durability than anything. What am I getting attacked by? Ah, see? Perfect thing to test it. Random skeleton. Not even doing a heart of damage. I just punch you to death. And see, I don't even have the helmet on. Just the chest piece and the pants is full armor bars. Look at that. So yeah, this set is pretty powerful. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this set on. So obviously, helmet, chest plate, pants, boots. Now, I told you guys that this mod was so overpowered, and I've been raving about it for tons and tons of time. I've showed you, pretty overpowered stuff, but you're like, this isn't that overpowered. Well, this is where the overpowered stuff starts. Now, this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 bosses to craft these 2 items. Now, what makes these items worth it? I'll show you in a minute. But first, let's go over the names again. And if you want to pause it, you can do. But yeah, there's a lot of bosses you gotta fight. And these are 3 different parts to just this one sword. Big Bertha. Take a look at this thing. Do you see how long that is? It is crazy, huh? And it has long reach as well. It's not just crazy looking just to look, cool and all. This thing can reach pretty far. Like, you see that sheep right there? If I were to be, let's say right here. See? I don't even have to be near it. So yeah, this thing has insane long reach. Now, if you do damage its durability, you cannot craft this next item. So you might want to be careful. The slice. Now, there's no difference in damage. You just take an iron ingot and Big Bertha and combine it in a crafting table, and you can get the slice. But I believe it does have longer reach. I believe. Yeah, I think it has longer reach. So yeah, you're gonna want this one for longer reach when you fight the first boss to start on your mega overpowered journey. And it costs all of this stuff. So you got all these bosses to fight, guys. Now, this you can fight a boss for, and some of these items you can also get from dungeons. Now, as I said, Mantis Claw and Big Hammer, they are weapons too. Now, this is why you need the ultimate sword. You need it for the blade. Now, it also doesn't matter how you put these things. You just got to remember the right recipes. So you can see how I have it like this, but it says you can also do it like this. Yeah, it doesn't really matter how you put them as long as you have the right ones. Now, the slice isn't even the most powerful one. And you're probably thinking, 500 attack damage? There's no way there's something more powerful and more insane than this. There's no way. Well, there is. Now, I didn't want to go over all of them, but the next mob you have to fight with this thing is called Mobzilla. Now, as you can see, there's his icon little right there. He is massive, but when he dies, he drops Mobzilla scales and Mobzilla armor. Now, this is what you need to fight the king. Now, I would go over all of this stuff, but again, this takes a long time. Orespawn is massive, and I want to get this in 2 parts. Now, before I do the true ultimate weapon, I'm going to do the queen. Now, first it's Mobzilla, you get his armor. Then you fight the king, which is a giant 3-headed dragon, as you can see. Then the king drops every single item there is in whatever other mods you have. I'm not even joking. He is crazy. You want to bring portable things like backpacks, satchels, whatever you can, portable storage-wise, to handle everything he drops. Now, after you fight the king, he has a chance to drop the Royal Guardian set. Now, the Royal Guardian set, I prefer not to wear the boots only because of something they do. If I have the morph mod on and I'm flying, there's something that the boots do that kind of annoy me. Notice how I float down right there? Yeah, that kind of is what happens in the Royal Guardian set, and it kind of bugs me when I'm flying like with a blaze because it makes you descend slower. So, but just taking on the boots, if I just put on the chest plate and the pants, already filled. And look how much the chest plate takes up. So, well, let's see how much the pants take like 1 less, I think. Yeah, 1 less. So yeah, this armor is nuts. Now, this isn't even the best armor. Protection 10 on all of this and all that. You're like, there's nothing better. Once you fight the final boss, the queen. Now, she is passive when you first spawn her in, unless you go to her structure. Her and the king both have a special structure in one dimension, the brown ant dimension. It is the queen tree and the king tree. Now, the king tree has a stem slash root of gold blocks, stairs of diamond blocks, leaves of emerald blocks, and then has other little blocks of like redstone, ruby, and all of them. The queen has a base, a stem root of obsidian, leaves of ruby blocks, and of course other little blocks sprinkled around. And her branches are obsidian. Now, the queen set is one I like the best. It still has the thing as the Royal Guardian boots, which again, as I said, that kind of bugs me. But this can also be enchanted, and it's even better than these. So, yeah, but I like to keep the Mobzilla boots on just because I don't like the floating. Anyway, finishing up. Oh, I did put a set in here. Anyway, you got the set here, and when the queen dies, you get the queen scales, and you can craft them like normal. But yeah, this is her weapon, the queen scale battle axe. This is the crafting recipe. Now, this doesn't do as much as the ultimate weapon over there, but it is pretty cool looking. So, yeah. Now, all of this, and you're thinking, what is this ultimate weapon? What is it? I have to know. Maybe I should cut it into 3 parts just for this. No. This is the Royal Guardian Sword. Take a look at that, guys. 750 attack damage. And that's not all. Look at the length of this thing. Look at it. This thing has insane reach. And I mean insane. Look at this. I could be right here. And I still hit it. Not even Slice can go from here. So, yeah. Pretty insane, right, guys? I hope I tell you some things about the orespawn, and before you think I forgot, you may have, but I didn't. Over here, look. You see? That tree grew itself. That's the one I placed down all on its own. Yeah, I paused, sure, but trust me, this thing is one of the most overpowered things ever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our review of the orespawn mod. And there will be a part 3 I will dedicate to this, strictly towards some of the mobs and dimensions. Alright, see you guys next time.